It's maintenance time. What's going on with this maintenance?
Gotta catch 'em all.
What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel, and it is maintenance now. Man, they do this maintenance like right when I get off work, so it's very difficult for me to make a video when I want to. But the good thing is, I was prepared for this time. Okay, but let's talk about the maintenance. See, I took pictures. Like I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready for today. We have this vague description here: content updates, preparation for an event. What event? Like, we know the 2-year anniversary, mid-April. We're going to get the Kyurem White, Kyurem Black. Probably going to be like a Ice Dragon gym, possibly. But like, it's about a couple weeks, so I mean, it is time. We're probably going to get a gym. I don't know. Do you think we're going to get a gym, or are we going to get something else? I'm not entirely sure what we're getting. So please, if you guys have any speculation, let me know in the comments below of what it's going to be. But aside from that, what I wanted to bring today was something a little different. I want to show you guys how to be better at Pokemon Duel. Now, I know a lot of my subscribers have been following me since day one. All right, you guys have been around, but I am getting some new subscribers who are still relatively new to the game, like have under 24 hours on the game. So I kind of want to talk about the competitive aspect of Pokemon Duel and how to improve. Okay, so I have this match and I want to show you guys. It took me a while to get it started, so we'll start right here, and we're just gonna pause right. Nope, I just liked it. Okay, right here. Okay, so my opponent is Instinct. He's at 3.6, and so after, if you guys tuned into my last stream, like, I got beat by a Shubbit. This person was like in 2.8. And, and I mean, I wasn't running my normal league deck. Like, I was running the Togedemaru deck because I wanted to play for the team match event. Well, got sick and tired of losing, and I was like, I need to win. So I'm going to bring out the league deck, and I need to get my elo back up, and I actually need to start grinding towards the end of the month because I haven't even played that much, and, like, I'm pretty low. Okay, so take a look at my opponent. We kind of have the same team, but he's got the Mew, and I have Terrakion. Other than that, it's completely identical. So here is how to get better at Pokemon Duel. You need to know matchups. You have to set up matchups. And this was actually a really, really competitive game and the longest opening I've ever played. Alright, so by looking up matchups, you have to know what your Pokemon can do, what the opponent's Pokemon can do. And there's McKenna. Say hi. Okay, she'll want to say hi. But you need to know what each figure can do. And you need to know what the plates are. You need to be aware of the opponent's plates at all times. And stop it. And I have a hard time doing this. But, so take a look at the matchups right now. I know right away my Lunala. My Lunala, the only person I really want my Lunala set up against is Solgaleo, Zapdos if I'm attacking, Coco if I'm attacking, and Mew if I'm attacking. Solgaleo, I want my Solgaleo set up for Mew and Zapdos. I want my Coco set up for their Coco if I'm attacking, and Mew. My Combuskin, either the Solgaleo or the Lunala. My Zapdos for the Lunala if I'm attacking. The Combuskin, specifically the Combuskin. Coco if I'm attacking, and Zapdos if I'm attacking. And then Terrakion. Terrakion is good against the Mew and the Zapdos and the Coco. Okay, so that's, I know that in my head because I played it a lot. So let's watch the opening and how the board was shifting a lot just for the opening sequence. Here we go. So my opponent leads off with a Coco, and I'm actually going to stop right here to talk about this really fast. I will always challenge a Coco with my Terrakion because I have such a favorable role. If the Coco does get aggressive and take the entry point, I will DC all day and attack that Coco. And sometimes I might lose. Sometimes I'll hit the double dodge or the double protector. Sometimes I'll miss. And when I miss, it's so infuriating. But I will take that risk. Alright, so my opponent immediately retreats with the Coco. I don't like what because he wants to set up the matches. I don't like that, so I retreat with my Trigon. He sets up with the Zap. Perfect opportunity for me to bring up the Solgaleo. He retreats with the Zapdos, so then I'm going to retreat with the Solgaleo. He brings up the Lunala, and I set up with Combuskin. And we're actually going to pause right there. My opponent does have the X attack. I think that was a risk. I think my opponent made a misplay here. My opponent was not very aggressive here. He was playing super defensive, and he wanted to set up the matchups as well as I wanted to set up the matchups. But I think my opponent should have X attacked right there. Well, actually not. Well, yeah, actually that's a perfect time to X attack because I would not be comfortable attacking with Zapdos because I don't have my Coco on the board. It would actually probably force me to waste a max revive. So I think that was a misplay from my opponent's end. So I retreat though. Like I said, I want him to set up. He brings up his Combuskin. I bring up my Zapdos the following turn. He retreats with Combuskin, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm still going to challenge you with my Zapdos. Brings it back, and then we're going to pause right here and talk about this play. I am comfortable moving up Zapdos here because the only thing that can really come at me is the Solgaleo, and I'm okay with the risk of Solgaleo attacking into my Zapdos because there's a good chance that I win the roll and we'll both be sent to the PC, and I was okay with that risk. And this allows me to bring up the Lunala on the left side if my opponent chooses to bring up the Mew, which he does, and not necessarily why. So, but the opponent brings up Mew, and I decide to back up with Coco, so I'm going to threat the Surround. He sees that and brings up his Combuskin, so that allows me to freely bring up my... See, just with that chain of events right there, this allows me to immediately start bringing up my Lunala, and my Lunala is in a good position on the left side because I can take out that Solgaleo, and I can take out that Zapdos if I'm the one attacking. Don't let a Zapdos attack into your Lunala if they have a Coco. So he moves back, I move back. And he moves back, I move back. Brings up his Nala, and I immediately bring over my Zapdos, and we're actually going to stop right there and talk about this real quick. So I move up my Zapdos, because I have the Soar ability, and my opponent does not have a good matchup with his Mew against my Solgaleo or my Coco. Opponent makes an interesting play here. My opponent decides to Pokemon switch with the Combuskin and the Mew, and in my opinion, if he was going to make that play, the switch, I would probably switch with the Lunala, honestly. Or possibly the Solgaleo. But anyway, my opponent Pokemon switches, and then that's the mistake number one. I take this opportunity and DC straight into that Combuskin, because Combuskin is always scary attacking into, always. But fortunately, I get the roll right there. And I gain 3 weight, which is fine. But then my opponent DCs, and he goes straight for my Solgaleo, and we're going to stop and talk about this. Plate usage, that's another key point of becoming a better Pokemon Dueler. I think that was a wasted plate, man. He has such a favorable matchup. Anything he hits severely hinders my Solgaleo. But he DCs, and I believe it's a waste. I mean, he's probably trying to, unless he was trying to go for the Moongeist Beam and get rid of my Zapdos, possibly. But that wouldn't have been a good play, because then I can attack Zat or Coco on the Mew. So, I don't know. He DCs there. I rolled a miss. But like I said, I just think it's a wasted plate. And we're going to talk about this play right here. So, we'll let it play out real quick. Okay, so I win the roll. So after, hold on, we're going to see the board real quick. All right, now I'll stop right here. All right, so because my opponent took out my Solgaleo, I have a pretty good triangle setup, kind of like a trap. So because he brought the pressure on me, initially most people, when there's that amount of pressure, they like to play defensive. I'm in a good position. My board setup is perfect because I am basically baiting that Lunala to either attack my Zapdos or my Terrakion, which the obvious play would be to attack the Terrakion. But because I decided to apply pressure, I took out that Mew. If my opponent then does take out my Terrakion, for instance, my my goal is pretty secure, and then I can attack the, if I like really wanted to, I can attack the Coco the following turn. But also, he runs the risk. If he attacks my Zapdos and I get a roll, or if he attacks my Terrakion and I get a roll, like the Protect, or if my Zapdos gets the Thunder Crash, then Lunala gets surrounded the following turn by my Lunala. So it's kind of baiting him. And that's exactly what my opponent does. He DCs and he goes straight for the Zapdos. And I think well, that's probably a good play, because if he did take out Terrakion, he would get meat with the Combustion. But, like I said, I get a good roll, and then I get to surround this monster, this threat. So he moves back his Solgaleo. I take this opportunity to get the entry point, and he attacks the perfect play, but I get the melee wish. Very, very fortunate roll for me. And because my Zapdos got the Thunder charge, I said this is a good move, because we'll talk about it real quick. This is a perfect move because I will risk my Coco getting paralyzed because of that small dodge, but the reward for the risk is much better because that Solgaleo basically has like a 48-ish miss. So that's why I did that. No thought there. Great play. And I take this opportunity to DC because I saw his Combustion was coming straight for my Lunala, which I don't want. And see, this is always scary to attacking into him, but I get the fortunate roll at DC. It was the perfect roll. And then my opponent decides to bring up the Zap, and he attacks my Zap, which I believe is a good play because he has the boost from the Coco. But unfortunately for him, he gets the Thunder Charge, and I get the double Thunder Crash, and that's pretty much GG, boys. I take the entry point. And this Solgaleo has to hope that he does not land that huge miss. And look at that small dodge, like I said, and it worked out in my favor. Let's go. He rolled a miss regardless, even if he didn't have if he wasn't paralyzed. But so yeah, now my opponent is in a very, very tough position. Has to attack here, has to hope for a win, and he has a great opportunity, but he lands a quick attack, and I will get the wild charge. Now, granted, I did get a lot of fortunate rolls, but I believe I played the board perfectly. So just to reiterate what I want to talk about, guys, how to become a better Pokemon Dueler. You need to know figures. You have to know what they can do, and you have to know your matchups, okay? Number 2, plate usage. You need to don't waste your plates. Make sure you're in a threatening position, unless you're about to lose the game. Plate usage. So keep those 2 things in mind when you play Pokemon Duel. And the last thing, know what plates they have. You always have to know what plates they have, because they could be running like counterattack. So the most of you guys, that have been here for a while, you guys already know that, but I just wanted to make a video for the newer viewers on how to improve in Pokemon Duel. And I just wanted to give you guys one video while we have this maintenance, because there's nothing else to do, so you guys can watch my video, right? Until then, ladies and gentlemen, peace.